20 at 5.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stacey Skryzak. John is off tonight. We begin with developing news in Springfield. Rescue crews are searching for a man who went missing in Lake Springfield earlier this afternoon. News Channel 20's Jacqueline Driscoll is live at Lake Springfield now. Jacqueline, what's the very latest?
Stacey, emergency crews are still on scene, actively searching an area just off the shoreline near the Lincoln Memorial Gardens on Fox Ridge Road. They're here for a report of a possible drowning. Now, here's what we know so far. An adult male fell off the back of a pontoon boat early this afternoon. A division chief at the Springfield Fire Department says when those on the boat realized he was missing, they were unable to find him in the water. Now, they indicated that the man was never able to resurface. The call came in just after 1 this afternoon. Search and rescue crews have been on scene since. We've seen Springfield Police Department, Springfield Fire Department. There are dive and rescue teams here. They're using sonar capabilities to help them search. Now, again, this is still an incredibly active search and rescue mission. I want to take a shot here, a live shot on the water. We can still see several boats, several crews on the water. They have different areas of the lake blocked off, different areas of the shoreline blocked off as this rescue mission continues. Now, again, a deputy chief just came up to talk to the media. He says there is no update, but this is still a search and rescue mission. We're going to stay on scene to receive details as it becomes available. But for now, reporting live in Springfield, Jacqueline Driscoll, we'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, thank you for that update, Jacqueline. A recent study by the American Red Cross found an average of 10 people die every day in the U.S. from unintentional drowning. It's also the leading cause of injury deaths from children ages 1 to 4 years old. With the summer months here, staying safe in the water is very important. For rivers and lakes, supervision and life jackets are a must. As for pool and hot tub owners, well, it's vital to understand the risks that come along with it.
Some of the studies that we've done have shown that most young children who died in drowning were last seen in the home, had been out of sight for less than 5 minutes, were being watched by folks. So it's being ever vigilant, and sometimes it's easier said than done.
The Red Cross encourages everyone to at least take a basic swimming course, not just children, but also adults. For more information, we have a link to this story on our website, newschannel20.com. Now to the Springfield violence. We continue to follow developing news on several fatal shootings this month. Our Joe Cadotte has the very latest on Springfield's most recent homicide. Joe?
Yes, Stacey, I've been speaking all day long with community and city leaders across Springfield who are all talking about ways to stop a local spike in violence. There were 4 homicide suspects in court this afternoon accused of shooting and killing 19-year-old Andre Booker in Springfield this week. Rashad Postlewaite, Ladarius Donald, Anthony Lathan, and Antonio Johnson were each charged with first-degree murder. They're accused of killing Booker, then leading police on a car and foot chase into Leland Grove. The Sangamon County State's Attorney told me this afternoon they face a list of additional charges and are held on a $2 million bond each. Various city leaders met at City Hall today and talked about ways to curb violence. Chief Kenny Winslow says there needs to be more community support for youth so they don't join local rival gangs.
When we have youth in our community driving around looking for opportunities to shoot and kill people, there's a problem. There's a problem out there. And it's not just young males, it's young ladies.
And Mayor Jim Langfelder talked about building up more local youth programs. In an emergency meeting today, Crime Stoppers decided to double their maximum reward for tips to $5,000 cash. Now, in May alone, there were 34 confirmed reports of shots fired, 14 people hit, and 3 killed. Springfield police say rival gangs are likely to blame for the recent spike in crime. Back to you.
Well, a questionable Facebook post made by Alderman Chris Tylen about crime in Springfield is making the rounds on social media. It says, quote, "This is the stupidity that we are dealing with here. I almost wish we did have a gang here because about 25 to 30 kids would quietly disappear, and so would all this gun violence. Gangs don't want attention. They just want money and turf," end quote. Tylen said he quickly deleted his original post because commenters were beginning to argue. He also issued an online apology saying his words were misinterpreted.
I genuinely am sorry. I did not mean for those words to be taken to insinuate that I meant that anyone needed to die. I don't want any more deaths in Springfield. I don't want any more innocent bystanders shot. As for the kids who are involved in the shootings, I don't want them dead either. I want them to face justice. I want them to have their day in court.
To see Alderman Tylen's full online apology, head to our website, newschannel20.com. Now to the police beat. Springfield police officers have been in full force working to reduce the number of people driving without a seatbelt. Now it's part of the Click It or Ticket program, a nationwide campaign aimed at reminding drivers the importance of wearing a seatbelt. Each week, Springfield officers sit at intersections monitoring the total number of violations. At last check, police say there were 30 violations.
Unfortunately, our accidents the last 2 years have been up almost 850 more accidents each year than the previous 2 years. So we have a new approach this year to target individuals violating the laws that cause accidents, such as speed, seatbelt, and distracted driving.
The campaign ends tomorrow, but Springfield police will continue extra enforcement throughout the summer. Turning to political news, reaction is still pouring in over President Trump's decision to withdraw the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement. Today, the EPA director would not say whether the president believes climate change is real. ABC's Janai Norman reports from Washington.
Climate change, real or hoax?
Global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay?
President Trump with a firm stance on the campaign trail, and although the White House says the stance has evolved, EPA Director Scott Pruitt not saying today whether the president believes the science.
Yes or no? Does the president believe that climate change is real and a threat to the United States?
You know what's interesting about all the discussions we had through the last several weeks have been focused on one singular issue. Is Paris good or not for this country?
Pruitt defending Trump's decision to withdraw from the agreement signed by nearly 200 countries to fight climate change, saying it would hurt the American economy and criticizing the worldwide outrage.
The world applauded when we joined Paris. And you know why? I think they applauded because they knew it was going to put this country at an economic disadvantage.
I was elected to represent the citizens of Pittsburgh, not Paris.
The mayor of Pittsburgh speaking out, joining the dozens of American mayors and business leaders vowing to comply with the Paris Climate Accord.
Pittsburgh's the example of what is really at the heart of the Paris Agreement and how a city that was facing economic collapse was able to come back through innovation and change.
People have called me a climate skeptic or a climate denier. I don't know what it means to deny the climate. I would say that they're climate exaggerators.
As Oklahoma's Attorney General, Scott Pruitt formally sued the Environmental Protection Agency that he now runs over efforts to regulate pollution. And President Trump's latest budget proposes cutting funding for the EPA nearly in half. Janai Norman, ABC News, Washington.
All right, turning to weather right now, Chief Meteorologist Cheryl Lemke here, and it's getting warm out there.
Yeah, it was a pretty day, lots of sunshine, but definitely on the warm side. Highs have been way up above average, and unfortunately, it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. Yeah, very, very sticky conditions will be moving in, especially for the upcoming weekend. Now, already we've seen temperatures anywhere from about 5 to about 8 degrees warmer right now than what they were yesterday evening at this time. Our high temperatures today easily topped out mid to upper 80s, a far cry from our normal temperature, which should be close to 80. Now, our latest live Doppler radar right now, all is quiet, very tranquil conditions right now. We'll keep it pretty quiet too through tonight, although still staying on the balmy side, 85 degrees around 7 o'clock, eventually though slipping into the upper 60s. Again, this is just a sample of what's going to be coming our way. It's going to get even warmer and much more humid too over the upcoming weekend. I'll let you know just how high those temperatures could climb, and I'm also tracking the possibility for some showers and storms. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Coming up next, breaking ground. Construction on the Executive Mansion officially underway now. What you can expect to be added to the area. Plus, celebrating all things donuts today. The story behind National Donut Day. You're watching News Channel 20 at 5.